What's up, guys? So I wanted to just hop on here quick and give you, honestly, something that I wish that I knew when I first started. I think it's a super useful tip and trick, especially if you're a new trader and you trade pennies like, what I trade. So the hardest thing with pennies is being able to trade them without your emotions attached to it because they can fluctuate. You have to be able to, hold them through dips to get rewarded to have them when they rip, right? You can't hold a stock all the time with essentially zero risk whatsoever, and the only thing you have to think about is when you're going to sell it for, a 100 or 200% gain. That's not how it works, right? So let me just give you a couple quick things that I think could help you out. So if you were playing, I have ADTX pulled up in front of me right now, and it's still trading, right? We still have an hour left of trading. I figured this is a great example. So if I look at ADTX, right, and let's just say your core position is, I don't know, $10,000 or $5,000, doesn't even matter, okay? And I take some ADTX here around 985, okay? Instead of buying $10,000 of ADTX here at 9.8, what I would do is I would sell. I would buy, say, 5,000, right? And I use half of the other half to buy when the stock dips. Okay, so any part that you add here, you always need to take profits on the way up. Okay, because if you don't, you're missing out on a lot of money. God's honest truth. I don't know any other way to say it other than you're missing out on a lot of money. If you own the stock here, and let's just say you bought it at 0.98, and you sold 20% of it on a pop here to 11, or even on a pop here to 11, right? It popped to 11 literally 4 times in one day. Okay, so if you took a percentage of it, right, and you sold, this is 15%, right? Let's just say you sold 20% of your core position here for a 15% gain, okay? 30%, could be half, doesn't even matter, right? You're missing out on now a second time it dipped down to 0.98 and went up, okay? The third time it dipped down to 0.98 and then went up, okay? So that's one, two, three. That's 3 times already it did it. So that's 45% gains on your whatever share position size that you could have added just to your total if you were just taking some profit off when it pops up like this. Okay. This way, now even if you're green 10%, right? So let's just say your total you have invested is $5,000, and through those pops you've made, let's just say, $300 or $500. Could be whatever amount, okay? You give yourself wiggle room, okay? So now you're not so worried. If this stock goes down here, if your stock dips here and it dips 6%, you're still green. You're still green. It doesn't matter, right? You need to be doing this because if you're not, you're going to be super stressful trading these stocks. And honestly, you can make your life so much easier by just taking profits on the way up. I tell you guys this all the time. I'm telling you this flat out. I do this myself all the time. Okay? So if I alert ADTX and I'm buying it right now, okay? Which I just did. I just added some. If I added ADTX here at 0.852 and it goes back up to 9.2, I'm going to flip these ads right here. Okay? Or I will flip half of them and I'll keep the other half to have my average, lowered. But I'm not holding these shares all the way to 11 cents again. That may take however many weeks. I'm just flipping the shares that I'm buying because you know that they're going to bounce, right? Now, if it comes down to 0.813, which is fine, If it comes down to 0.813 and we get a double bottom, okay, I'll add my last set right here. Last time I popped a double bottom, obviously went to 11 cents. Um, you know, but it doesn't even actually. This happened in 1 day actually. Did this really happen in 1 day? It went from 8 to 11 in 1 day. Yeah, it did. Wow, actually, that's better than I thought. Um, Sorry. So if it comes back down to 813, I'm gonna add some more, and I'll take some profit off as they go up. This, like, I've been doing this so many times with ADTX, buying it at 9.4, selling it at 9.9, buy like not all of it obviously, but just some. Buying some at 9.4, I'll sell some at 9.9. On stocks like this that have a lot of volatility, you got to be taking advantage of it, because I'm telling you right now, there are traders out there that are doing this, and the reason why stocks just don't go just straight up is because people are buying it and selling it at resistances. You'll know when a penny's ready to go because the volume, you'll say, wow, that's a lot of volume. Okay, unless you're saying that's a lot of volume, like you look at BAT, 200 million, you look at all this stuff. If you see ADTX with 40 million volume on the day, that's not making a big move. So if it makes a 15% move that day, you should be scaling out a position of your of what you hold as a core, because just based off the volume, it's never going to do. I mean, look at the moves that it's done, and look at the volume days, right? 162 million, 283 million, right, is when they made those. Back then the float was smaller. So now, like, they're diluting. So 188 million is, so at the bare minimum it's going to need at least 200 million, right? Because at least 250 million probably. Or at least 200 million. That's if they turn the faucet off. But that if a stock has 50 million volume that day, it's not going to break out. That's like, you should be looking at stuff like that, because if you're not, then you're going to have a lot of times where you think a penny is going to break out, but it's not, because you misread the volume needed to actually break the stock out. All right, so I hope this helped. I just wanted to hop on and give this to you. I'm sorry if I rambled, but I can't tell you how many times, like, I would, especially when I was, teaching myself, how many times I would own a stock and it would go green, and then it would come back down, and then it would go green, and then eventually you're just like, what am I doing? Like, I could be selling out a portion think about every time that you're up, whatever it is, even if you have a small account, $50, $100, you're up $50. That happens 4 times, in 3 days, and like, I just made an extra $200, $300 by basically doing nothing, right? So you need to be taking profits out when that happens. All right, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.